Sheeba Tehmeen, and today I am going to present you with a concept video from class 11th biology. Today we shall be dealing with the topic brain. So let's begin. The human brain is located inside the cranial box. Our brain is covered by 3 brain meninges. For your information, our human brain, that is the brain of a Homo sapiens, that is modern day man, cranial capacity is 1450 cranium capacity. Now let's discuss the three types of brain meninges. The brain meninges are connective tissues of the brain. So let's discuss them. Brain meninges. This is the diagram that shows the 3 layers of the brain meninges. The outer layer is known as the dura mater. This is the outermost layer of the brain, which is present at the outermost layer. This very thin middle layer that is called is known as arachnoid. The last layer is the pia mater, which is the inner layer which is in contact with the brain. This is the cerebral cortex, which is the gray matter. So these are the 3 layers of our brain. Now let's begin to the topic now. The brain is made up of 3 major parts. First, forebrain. Second, midbrain. And third, the hind brain. Now I shall explain you each of them in detail with the diagram. The brain is divided into 3 major parts: the forebrain, the midbrain, and the hindbrain. The forebrain consists of cerebellum, hypothalamus, and thalamus. These 2 are known as dencephalon. We shall discuss each of them in further. The midbrain consists of group of nuclei and has many nerve cells present here. The hindbrain consists of pons, cerebellum, and the medulla. Now let's discuss each of them further. Forebrain. The forebrain is made up of cerebrum. Let's discuss cerebrum first. The cerebrum is longitudinally divided into 2 halves, the left and the right cerebral hemispheres. The cerebral hemispheres are intact together with a nerve fibers called corpus callosum. These are intact together with corpus callosum. The layer of cells covering the cerebral hemispheres are called cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is grayish in color, thus it is called gray matter. Now let's move on to the thalamus. The thalamus is covered with the cerebrum. The thalamus is the main coordinating center for sensory and motor signaling. The cerebrum is covered around the thalamus. The thalamus is the major coordinating center for sensory and motor signaling. The hypothalamus. Now we will be studying the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus lies at the base of the thalamus. It is the center which controls body temperature and urge for eating and drinking. The hypothalamus contains neurosecretory cells which secrete hypothalamic hormones. So let's revise. The forebrain consists of cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. The thalamus and the hypothalamus is known as tencephalon. Now let's study the midbrain. The midbrain is located between the thalamus and the hypothalamus of the forebrain and the pons of the hind brain. The canal which passes through the midbrain is called as cerebral aqueduct. The dorsal portion of the midbrain consists of four round swellings. Also called lobes. These four lobes or swellings are called as Corpora Quadrigemina. The four lobes of the midbrain are called as Corpora Quadrigemina. Now let's study the four lobes or swellings of Corpora Quadrigemina of the midbrain. The four lobes of the midbrain are frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe and occipital lobe. Let's learn the functions. The frontal lobe controls personality, decision making and reasoning. The parietal lobe controls sensation of touch, pain, heat and cold. The temporal lobe controls memory, speech and sense of smell. The occipital lobe controls decoding and interception. The midbrain and the hindbrain together forms the brain stems. The brain stems is the connection between the brain and the spinal cord. Now let's study the hindbrain in detail. The hindbrain consists of pons, cerebellum and medulla. The pons consist of fiber tracts that interconnect different regions of the brain. The cerebellum has convoluted surface to provide additional space for neurons. The medulla or the medulla oblongata controls the respiration, cardiovascular reflexes and gastric secretions. The medulla connects the brain to the spinal cord. So, we are done with today's concept video. So today we'll learn everything about our human brain. We discussed each and every part in detail. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you. My name is Sheeba Tehmeen and see you.